Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm just coming out of those winter blues, I'm gonna be honest, and I thought that it would be a good idea to do a video about some stress relieving things that I am trying to currently incorporate into my life. Spring is here, things are blooming, everything feels fresh and new. So it's the perfect time to do some spring cleaning, not only physically around the house, but also mentally, kind of give yourself a mental cleanse. But yeah, if you guys follow me closely, you know that pretty much my whole life I have dealt with anxiety disorders, and I'm not going to lie, I still struggle a lot, and I kind of, fall off track sometimes. So I'm kind of almost doing this video for myself, just as a reminder of a few things that I really need to focus on in my own life to help reduce stress and, stop being so anxious all the time. So if you're stressed at work or school, the last thing that you want to do is come home and be in a place that stresses you out even more. And even if you work from home, you don't want to be working in an environment that you don't like or that stresses you out. So it's springtime and it's the perfect time to do some spring cleaning. So that means just decluttering your space, because a cluttered space equals a cluttered mind. I know when I have tons of stuff around me, I live in a really small place, so when it gets really cluttered, I just feel it. I feel anxious, I feel unmotivated. Ooh, my voice. So I recently went through my closet and drawers and just donated a bunch of stuff that I didn't use anymore, and also just bringing things into your house that make you happy. So for me, you guys know I love crystals. I love having my salt lamps on. They just relax me. They bring good energy and I love them. It really, really helps me out. And then I also love plants. This is something more recent, like in the last 6 months I've gotten into having house plants. Having that greenery, it just completely transforms the space and it just brings life into the space. I love taking care of my plants and watching them grow and watching them flourish. There's just something very beautiful about that. So I like to put my diffuser on with my relaxing essential oils, and I love having my salt lamps on. I like just having kind of a place where I feel safe and where I feel like I can just kind of calm down and let all the stresses stay behind. So herbs are another wonderful, wonderful tool to help you cope with stress and relieve anxiety, specifically adaptogens. Adaptogens really help you adapt to stress. So they support your adrenal system. If you're super, super anxious, it'll help calm you down. Or if you are really exhausted from being stressed out, it'll help give you that pep in your step again. So I've been incorporating the 4-Sigmatic adaptogen blend into my tea every day, and I love it because it has so many good adaptogens in it. It has reishi, cordyceps, Asian ginseng, ashwagandha, tulsi, gynostemma, hope I'm pronouncing that right, amla, schizandra berry, turmeric, ginger, and black pepper. So it's just a really easy way to get all those adaptogens, and it has 1,600 milligrams of adaptogens per serving. And by this same brand, I really love their reishi hot cocos. It's kind of like my little chocolate treat every single day. I just put a tiny bit of water so I can get a nice little almost shot of hot cocoa, but that has reishi in it, and that's really good for reducing stress. So I always like to talk about diet when it comes to anything stress or anxiety related, because I feel like a lot of people still don't make that mind-body connection, but I always take a holistic approach to things. I'm always kind of incorporating the body, mind, and spirit, and I work on healing myself as a whole. I really believe that diet plays a huge role in our ability to cope with stress and anxiety and depression, because I've experienced it myself. I know how food affects me and affects my mood. So I just think it's very important. The gut is often referred to as the second brain. It's said that about 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut. So it's really important to eat foods that can balance our gut and help nourish our gut. And it's also important to eat foods that can help us detoxify, because there's so many toxins and heavy metals that we're exposed to that also affect our mood and our ability to deal with things like stress and anxiety. So I used to have debilitating OCD. It was absolutely horrific. And I found out that I had really high levels of lead, and lead is a neurotoxin. So I had to really focus on detoxifying my body, and it really did help. And it's not only about what you do eat, it's also about what you don't eat. So I highly recommend eliminating, or at least limiting, foods that are processed, refined, things that are high in sugar, or things that with a lot of caffeine. We often reach for these foods when we get stressed because they're comforting, or they can give us kind of short-term energy, but in the long run, these foods are doing more damage than good. But I also want to mention that your diet shouldn't be another form of stress for you. So you don't have to be so rigid and obsessive about your diet. That is actually doing more harm than good. Just kind of develop a healthy relationship with food and do the best that you can. That's all you can do. Just do the best that you can and be mindful. A lot of stressors are out of our control, but a lot of them are in our control. And sometimes when we overload ourselves with things and have a lot of things to do and not enough time to do them, or we've committed to things that we really don't enjoy doing, things that we don't actually need to do, but we just commit to it. So learning to say no can be a huge tool in combating stress. So this is something that I personally really struggle with. I don't like disappointing people. I don't like confrontation or conflict. So I didn't understand how to say no. And my mom pointed this out to me. She's like, you really need to learn how to say no to people. So this is something that I've been working on. I find it very difficult, but when you're able to say no to things and really put an importance on your time and what you need to do in your life to be happy, it makes the world of a difference, and it just takes a load off your shoulders. And if you're used to saying yes all the time, saying no can be really hard, you know, especially if you don't want to disappoint someone. But it's important if you want to simplify your life and manage your stress. And with practice, you should get more confident and it should get easier. So this is something that I am really working on in my life. And as I'm getting older and wiser, I'm really valuing my time and my personal needs a lot more. It may feel a bit selfish, but you really have to do what's best for you, because when you do what's best for you, you can be a better person to everybody that's around you. So yeah, something as simple as just saying no to people and not bombarding yourself with a million little things to do that make you feel overwhelmed and stressed that you just end up not wanting to do anything. It's really important. And finally, the simple act of showing gratitude has been shown to really reduce stress levels. When we have so much stuff that's just stressing us out and making us anxious and giving us panic attacks, it's nice to just, for a few seconds a day, be able to really give gratitude to all the amazing things in life. Because all that stuff, all the stress and fear that we experience, like fear, it's false evidence appearing real. So I find that when I wake up in the morning, that's often when my anxiety is at its worst. I'm like, I don't want to check my messages, I don't want to check my emails, I just feel really overwhelmed in the morning. So I started to just wake up and I don't look at my phone, I don't do anything, I just lay in bed and think of all the things that I am so grateful for. And there's so many things that I am so grateful for. So I just think of those things, and I kind of try and get myself into a positive mindset, you know, just realizing that a lot of the stress and worries that I have, they don't matter at the end of the day. There's so much beauty in life that I should be focusing on. And like, for instance, when Bambi needs to go for a walk early in the morning, sometimes I just don't want to get out of bed. And I could be really resentful of him and be like, I want to stay in bed and sleep, you know, this dog is so annoying, blah, blah, blah. But instead, I show gratitude to him and I say, you know, thank you so much for, you know, getting me out of bed earlier and bringing me for a walk so I can get some exercise and get moving and breathe the fresh air. If it's sunny out, get some of that sunshine. And I look at him and I'm just like, I am so grateful to have this little guy in my life as a companion. You know, I'm so lucky that I'm in a position where I can take care of him. You know, just, that's just like one kind of example where you can look at something and be kind of, oh, I don't want to do this, or you can look at it and just be really grateful for the situation. That's just something off the top of my head. I don't know. But yeah, I think gratitude is really important. And you can also write in a gratitude journal. So maybe every day, write 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for and try to switch it up every day and try to be as specific as possible. It's a really, really good technique and it's been shown to really help reduce stress. So those are a few of my tips for reducing stress and anxiety. I have other videos on anxiety, like my how to reduce stress and anxiety video. But I just think it's such an important topic and it's something that I really struggle with. And I often don't like talking about. I just, you know, since I do struggle with it so much, I just want to deal with that and I don't want to always be bringing it up to you guys. But so many of you guys write to me asking me about these things, so I think it's important to kind of make a video on it. And I think spring is just the perfect time to start new. Yeah. And again, I want to thank Four Sigmatic for partnering with me on this video. I really love their products. I think they're just an easy way to get some organic, high quality medicinal mushrooms and herbs and adaptogens into your diet. And yeah, if you want to try the adaptogen mix or the reishi cocoa or really any of the many products that they carry, you can get 15% off if you just click the link down below. So I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video. Bye!